What's up, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? This is the Tough Runs Don't Last podcast. I'm your host, Grandpa, on this screen. That's Michelle Zangulis on the other. Say whatever you want to, Michelle.
Whatever you want to, Michelle.
All right, cool beans and the bluest of jeans. Okay, before we get started with the show, again, we're coming at you every other week now. Just our schedules are pretty packed, and this is just easier for us. And I'd say there's not a lot going on, but I'm about to have a lot going on as far as running goes. Well, and just everything else in life, but running in particular. But before we get started, let's give a shout out to our sponsor. The Tough Runs Don't Last podcast is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a marathon, and the one of a kind Rhino Ultra. You can sign up for one or all 5 of their races at rhinoraces.com. Run your race at your convenience. Track it with your fitness app of choice. Screenshot your results as proof of completion. Submit that screenshot to rhinoraces.com under the submit results section. Once your results are verified by Rhino Races staff, your award will be shipped to you by mail. Also, check out their gear section while you're there for t-shirts, wristbands, decals, and more. That's rhinoraces.com. Rhino Races is the premier virtual running series. And you can find us, the Tough Runs Don't Last podcast, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on X, Instagram, and, well, I guess that's it now.
No, TikTok is back.
Is it?
It is. It has been extended for 90 more days, so you can still find us there.
Okay, at TR Don't Last. I did try to log on today, but it wouldn't swipe up. It did show a video, but it wouldn't swipe up. So I
It
didn't know
was
what the deal was there.
about an hour ago. It came back. So we've got 90 more days of TikTok, everybody.
How do you know that? You just got on there, you got an alert saying it's back, or what?
I had a friend text me, but you can like Google it, and it's just been extended for 90 days, so it's back.
Okay, well, you don't have to Google it. Just listen to us and take our word for it. It's back for 90 days, and it's probably here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but yeah, you can find us on there too, even though we haven't posted anything in a while. Michelle, Michelle's in charge of that.
Life
Uh,
is busy, y'all. It's busy.
we're all busy, Michelle. Our X account gets updated.
It's a little bit easier to post on X. It's a wonderful mug.
Yes, it is. I was gonna say, for those of you watching on Spotify and YouTube, you can check out my coffee mug that I'm rocking right now. I am house sitting for my best friend's parents. They are coming back today. That's why you have this very white background here. I'm at the kitchen table in the very spacious open kitchen. I won't describe their place too much. I want to keep their privacy private. But yes, I'm house sitting dogs, including mine. And yeah, there's a French bulldog here, and there's also a French bulldog coffee mug. It's the perfect cup size. I like my coffee mugs. That's the thing. My coworker got me this Prince coffee mug that I love, but it's too small of a coffee mug.
Mm.
It's, you know what I mean? It's that whatever, 8 ounces or whatever. This is like the perfect size for a coffee mug. I can fit 2 full cups of coffee in it, and I'm good. That's it. The other one's just too small. I can't really do anything with it. It's disappointing. My favorite coffee mug I've ever had was my Chicago Marathon coffee mug. Drank out of it every day, when I had a day off. And then I'll just drop things sometimes. Like I just drop it. Like I didn't trip or anything. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention and I let go and it fell and it broke and shattered and there was no saving it. So I had to throw it away. I was very disappointed when that happened, but at the same time, it's just a coffee mug, but it was my favorite one.
I recently just broke my favorite coffee mug as well. I was putting it in the sink and it just slipped out of my hand right above the sink and shattered. And I was very sad.
My new favorite coffee mug is just my basic blue one that I have a set of 4 of. It's the right size, so it's fine. It's no biggie. But the Chicago Marathon one, I mean, that's a special one. Yeah. Plus, it was like $20. My mom got it for me. She was there with me and said, "Hey, you want this coffee mug?" I was like, "It's $20." So, yeah, I wasn't gonna buy it. She's like, "I'll get it for you. This is a big deal." And so she got it for me. So unfortunately, though, I broke it, but it had a good run. It had a good 2.5 year run, give or take. All right, so we'll talk about some running on this show since this is ultimately a running show. It's a running and life show, but yeah, we'll get to the running portion. So I got 2 runs in this week, both in the fitness center at work. Um, we'll talk about that just for S and gigs. Okay, it's cold out right now, and it's really cold today. The Arctic front has come in, and it's very chilly outside. I went out in shorts and a t-shirt just to get my dog and check the mail, and it was that uncomfortable feeling like I don't want to be. I want to go back inside, survival mode kind of thing. And um, but yeah, I ran in the fitness center this week, and I ran into the fitness center, but I ran inside the fitness center on the treadmill this week and got two. I feel like I'm not gonna say I get a better workout on the treadmill, but I go at what feels like a faster speed, and then I bump the incline up quite a bit in the last 3 minutes of what's typically a little over a 30-minute run, and I just get a really good workout that way. I enjoy running outside more, but when it's cold and just uncomfortable, I'll I'll get on the treadmill. I don't mind that. I saw a post. It might have been in like the one of our Facebook running groups. Someone posted it, and it was a guy running out in the snow, and he was commenting on. He basically said, all you people running on the treadmills doing what you want it to do, making you cozy, but we still love us outdoor runners, still love you softies. And then he proceeds to stop and stick his face in the snow. Did you see this?
I did not.
Yeah. And it was just basically I'm turning the video on and just, acting real tough and all this and sticking his face in the snow and then howling like a wolf as he runs. Yeah, it's like good for you, I guess. You're doing what you want to do. But if you treadmills have a purpose, and it's not just for um, inclement weather or cold weather or hot weather, even. I don't know, as long as you're getting your miles in, I don't care what you do. I'll run in whatever elements I have to on race day. But if I'm just training, I have no issue going inside and doing it on the treadmill. What are your thoughts on
Um, I the weather has to be perfect for me to want to go outside, but I also don't enjoy
that? It has
running
to be perfect.
outside. I am more of a treadmill person, so I would love to just if I had a treadmill, maybe I would run more if I had a real treadmill. I just have one of those like walking pads that goes under like your desk, so it only goes up to like 5 or 6 miles per hour. It's not made for running. It is made for walking.
Plus, it's very narrow
It
when you're
is
talking
very
about. I like the treadmills to be a little bit wider. I've seen some very narrow treadmills, and like, yeah, I can't run on that. I like the one that in the fitness center at work. I works just fine for me. For me, it's like I said. I have if if it's race day. I mean, this time a year ago, I paced a. It might have been this date a year ago. I paced a. I think it was actually. Uh, I paced a race in North Little Rock, and it was 14 degrees, and there was snow and ice on the trail that we ran on, and there were people there. There were aid stations, and there was a guy at the water table, and he had cups of water out, but he was having to take a stick and break the ice off of the off of the water so that you could drink it. I started to reach for a cup because we were at the halfway point, or mile 7 or something at this point, with half marathon, and it was out and back. I think 3 times we did it, and which I don't mind that, by the way. You made a face, but I don't mind that. And I reached for a cup, and he said, "No, take this one." He said, "I just broke the ice off of this one." So the cups, the water was freezing on the table as he put it down. He was having to just routinely break the ice off of the cup. That's the coldest I've ever been running. I wore 5 layers on top, 5 layers, and didn't even get remotely warm. It was so cold. So I will do that on race day. But if it's a training run, I'm not going to put myself out there for that. No, I'll stick to the treadmill if I have that option. Also, um, as a guy, I do prefer running outdoors. I much prefer that. The weather doesn't have to be perfect, but if it's, and I'll run in extreme heat. I don't care about that. But if it's too cold, not like, I don't know, 40 below, and the 40s or below, I'll go to the treadmill. And really, the 40s aren't bad. The mid 40s, I can layer up and go run. But if we're talking like below 40, no, I'll stick to the treadmill if I can. But as a guy, also, I can run outdoors and not have to worry about my safety. Women, on the other hand, it's just the world we live in. We could say, I wish that this didn't happen. And of course, I wish that. But you're always going to be in danger if you're a female out running alone. Or there's always going to be the risk for danger. I'll put it that way. And so treadmills definitely serve a purpose there, especially if you have a job and you don't get off of work until the sun's down, things like that. So treadmills and gyms and et cetera definitely have a purpose there. So yeah, just wanted to touch up on that and get your opinion on it.
Yeah, again, it has to be perfect outside for me. I am a treadmill girly. If I had one, maybe I would run more. I don't know. The spin bike does not really sell that, but who knows?
I was gonna say it would probably just do what your bike is doing, just sit there and it's not collecting clothes or anything though. So
Yeah,
there's that.
yeah.
Although we don't know for sure because the background is blurred. Is it still in your living room?
It is still in my living room. It is directly
Okay.
behind me. So it's just, I can't do much. I don't have time when I'm in school. So
That's true. How is life going, Michelle?
it's busy. Oh my goodness.
You did have some good news this week, though, regarding a grade of yours. It was bad news that turned good news, but based on a mistake from on their end, not your end. Put it
yeah,
that way.
yeah. There was a mistake made that I thought I scored a lot lower than I did. But I did score higher, which is great. So my GPA went up, which was also great because I was very nervous. So that was a very good thing for sure and they were very apologetic that that mistake happened. So, we're just going through, getting back into a routine. I'm taking 4 classes this semester that all have about 20 to 40 pages of reading a day. So it is a lot, and I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do all of that and stay on top of studying. And so I don't have to study everything right before finals.
Well, you're a smart gal. I think you can figure it out. In other news, I am also a student again, officially
Wow.
at whopping 40 years old. I am back in school doing taking a 2 prereq classes in order to be eligible for the radiologic imaging sciences program, probably at UAMS. Yeah, I got my lab workbook here and everything. Did
Mhm.
all that last night. and my massive textbook that I'm not going to lift up and show because it's heavy and I just don't want to. You saw enough there. But yeah, I got all my stuff for this week done last night. I realized that yesterday because they were my best friend's dad called and said just basically just touching up and was like, hey, you've figured out all the apps on the TV and all that. And it's like, yeah, but I've not been anywhere near the TV really. I sat down and watched TV last night at like uh 3 a.m. maybe or 2:30 a.m. because I
Wow.
went to bed at 3. But I spent all day. I basically woke up, made something to eat, made breakfast, made some coffee, and then got on my computer and did all my coursework for the week. And because I was behind, and then I got caught up, and then you and I went and got some food last night, and then I came back, got a drink at Sonic, came back to the house here, and said, I think I'll take a quiz. And then I ended up doing everything. I just said, well, let's just go ahead and do it all. I kept saying at a certain point I was going to stop so I wouldn't have as much to do today. And then I just kept going and going until it was over. Um, I even like I was doing it step by step, saying I'll just submit this, I'll get it done, but I'll submit it tomorrow. And I was like, let's just go ahead and do it. And so I just did it, and I just eventually got everything done. So I was pleased with that. But yeah, you and I are both in school now, so we're both going to be. Yours is going to be a little bit harder though.
It's taking more classes. So
Yeah, law school though. This is I guess, on the upper end of a science course though, but it's still it's not a law class. I had one law class, I guess you could call it that, in college. It was called media law, and it was the hardest class I took in school. I got a C, and yeah, it was a difficult class. It was it was a tough teacher too. Like I had that teacher for 3 classes. I remember because she was the teacher of the most basic. I have a BA in journalism, by the way. Don't do that for all of you listening. Do not go that route. There's a reason I'm going back to school. Um, but the very first class I take in the journalism program is supposed to be an intro class, pretty easy, and she made it as difficult as can be. And I ended up getting a C, I think. I think I got a C in it. And like she stopped teaching that class after that year. And so everybody else that took it after were talking about how easy it was. And like you get like A's and B's were what you get in that. Because my advisor, my like early on in the department, like my first year or so in the department, because you have a advisor. I had an advisor when I went in that switched when I got toward the end. I had a different advisor, but I knew her, and she was way. I'll just say way. You could tell she would be a better teacher as far as I'm not going to make things difficult just to make things difficult kind of thing. But anyway, this media law teacher, she called on me for class like the first day or so to answer something, and I didn't know it. I didn't know what she was. I didn't know the answer to the question, and she basically just put me on blast in front of the whole class. And whenever I call upon you, I expect you to know the answer. And I was like, okay, well, guess I better get more prepared for this. She was right. She was right. I should have been prepared enough to answer the question, but I wasn't. And yeah, but I don't know. I respected her. Like I respected her, but she was tough, and she did make things tougher than they should have been a lot of times too.
I feel like that's like all of my law school classes is the material is tough. Like it's not easy. It's not like, basic math or anything like that, but it's also the way that it's taught makes it more difficult than it should be. And then also just judges like to make things more difficult when they release their opinions, and that's what we go off of. So an opinion might say one thing, but everybody interprets it a completely different way. And it's like, that's not what I got when I read it. So it's super fun. Go to law school, everyone. It's fun.
Yeah, but it's going to be pretty special though when you finish it. Yeah,
Hopefully.
that's gonna be a pretty special moment, don't you think? Like when you either submit your final exam and you get the grade back saying you did it. I mean, that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a JD, so technically this is a doctorate, which is pretty cool, but it's just that's that is years away, years away. We have to get through this semester first.
Well, I'm on a path toward getting my second degree, it looks like. I it said it's a bachelor of science, so I'll have a BA and a BS. And then I could go get another certificate and registry, which I plan to do, as I've discussed with you. But one step at a time. I got a year before I can get to all that anyway. I'll be living AMP 1 and 2 over the next year if I don't beat the hell out of this book. Although it is mine, this lab workbook is mine. I get to keep it. Everything else is a rental. But okay, so Michelle and I are students, both of us now, update there. And getting back to I got distracted there because I heard a bang and it was the trash can, I think, either getting blown over or hitting something. I don't know. We've had some winds out there. Can you hear that, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be the French bulldog here having a reverse sneeze, is what they call that. And now the pug is coming to see what all the fuss is about. But yeah, this week my race schedule for 2025 officially begins. It's busy. It won't be as busy as it was this past year. I had discussed, I think maybe the last episode, that I was going to probably end up doing as many Grand Prix races as I could. Um, don't know that that's going to necessarily be the case. I want to do enough to where I'm, eligible for points and awards and all that. But really, as long as I get my 5 championship, my 5 non-championship, I'm good with just letting the chips fall where they may. Where they may. I do have several pacing gigs lined up, more than several actually. I think I've got 5 or 6 lined up for this year. And the first of which starts Saturday in North Little Rock along the River Trail. And is a Bodies Racing Company race. It's the Time Travel Half Marathon. Last year's theme was a roaring dinosaur medal. This year's it's like a 6.5 inch cowboy boot. I mean, I saw somebody with the medal because you can't really gauge the size of it when it's just a graphic. But when somebody's holding it, you can really get an idea of how big it is. It's a pretty good size medal. And um, I really want the cowboy boot socks though that they had though. That was what I'd really be interested in. Really, I don't even care about the medal at this point. Just give me credit for the half marathon for pacing it, and you can keep it. Say I might even do that. I don't know. We'll see.
Take the
I'll
6 medal.
can't hear you.
You you have to take the 6.5 inch medal.
Yeah, I guess so. Just saying, I didn't. I don't know. It's. I just want to do the race at this point. But yeah, I guess I'll get it and show it off next or the next time we have a show. Um, but then the following day, that Sunday, is the 1 hour track run in Russellville at Russellville High School. It's the first Grand Prix race of 2025, and it is the way the Grand Prix works is, well, last year there were 20 races. There's 22 this year, and the first half of the season is busy. I mean, they had 10 of the 20 races from the end of January to the end of April last year. And that's going to pretty much be the case this year. I don't have the schedule in front of me or anything, but it's just like last year. I think it's 4 weeks in a row, it's a Grand Prix race. So I've got a race every weekend for the next month, starting next weekend, starting Sunday at Russellville High School. And two of those four are in Russellville, which is kind of funny to me or interesting. So the River Valley runners get to represent for two of the first 3 weeks of the season. You're looking at something. Are you looking at the schedule or something?
Yeah, I was trying to, but I can't find. I'm only finding the 2024 schedule, not the
You
20.
have to scroll down. If you're on the home page, just scroll down.
Hey, I found it.
There you go.
Let's see. It starts January 26th and basically goes until April 13th. So it's kind of the same schedule. And then you've got May off. And then June, July, August, September, and then one a month in October, November, and December.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, there's a lot early, and then you get a break in the summer, or at least for in May, like May, right? There's like a 6 week window of time off, and then it picks up in the summer. And then toward the end, it's just the last 3 months, it's like one per month.
Mhm.
I think there's two in September and then one at the end of October, the Arkansas 20K, Spa 10K, and then the Three Bridges Marathon.
Yep.
But I won't be doing all of them. I just want to do enough to qualify for myself and for Cabot Cruisers, my run club, and then I'll just let the chips fall where they may. I'm going to get the more traditional experience as far as that goes. Um, yeah, I want to do more pacing gigs that are available. And also, just being a student, that stuff costs money. Even though it's just 2 classes I'm taking, that stuff costs money. And I need to save up some money for when I do eventually get into um, the radiology program. So I need to watch what I'm spending. So, but the races I am signing up for, they're in that $20 to $35 range. So I can swing that, but I'll probably be avoiding the big registration at the end of the year. And the one that costs a lot of money, I won't put them on blast. It's a good race, but it's very pricey, and just some of the more expensive ones. As a pacer, you get free race entry, so don't have to worry about that. So another reason I'd like to continue to do pacing gigs because ultimately I want to do 100 half marathons. Currently at 35, Saturday will be 36, and yeah, 1 hour track run Sunday, Grand Prix starting. Now I am running with the elite group, and by elite, I mean it's you have to be running at least an 8:20 or an 8 minute 20-second mile pace for the whole hour. And really, I'll probably be going for like 8 minutes or so. Um, that'll be the goal because last year I was like, well, I'm proud for an hour. I'll probably be more in like the 8:40 range. So I signed up for the earlier part. I didn't want to go out there and then just be with a bunch of people I didn't belong with running because I really didn't know what I could do for an hour of running. 8:20 seemed very fast, at least this time a year ago. And then I got out there and ran, and I was ready. I was running like an 8 minute mile for the whole hour. Problem with that, you're on a track, and I was with a lot of people that did not run that fast. And I was bobbing and weaving and having to be on the outside for a lot of the turns and all that. I think I ended up running 29 laps last year. Um, Probably could have been 31 or 2 if I ran with the elite group. So I was a little bummed about that, but at the same time, um, the elite runners, they had their race a couple of hours later than we did. Ours, it was a weird time. Ours started at like 1:15 and theirs started at 3:15 in the afternoon. And which is it's nice because it gives you time to sleep in, get there, all that. I did miss some of the AFC championship game. I was a little annoyed by that, but it was okay. And but the problem with that was, or well, with them was like 10 of them got their cars broken into while they were out running. I'm talking windows smashed, taking stuff out of the seats and doors and all that, consoles. Like 10 people got their cars broken into last year. And Russellville had the Valentine's Day 5K 2 weeks later, and they had cops there and everything. I mean, nobody was getting their stuff broken into that day. So they smartened up quickly after that and had a police presence there. I assume they're probably going to do the same thing this year. Like I said, my car was fine because I ran earlier than that, and which that would have been a really bad way to start my first ever Grand Prix experience. Get your car broken into, especially when I had a job where I was not making very much money, and I mean that would have been a serious kick in the pants to have that happen. Uh, not that would have been tough to deal with. So I hated it for everyone that had to deal with that, but fortunately I didn't have to. That would have been really bad for me. But I assume there will be a police presence there next Sunday, and yeah, it's going to be a good weekend of running. I am going to have to really get on my schoolwork this week though, because I don't want to be stuck doing what I did this weekend, having to do kind of a lot at the end of the week. But I have a good idea of how to handle this. It's an online, course with an online lab, which is interesting to me. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna not try. I'm gonna knock out a lot of that this week, and probably why I'll only get one run in this week before next weekend. I'm gonna plan to do that Wednesday, and then yeah, Thursday and Friday probably do some schoolwork because the time travel half marathon isn't until 9 a.m. and I don't have to be there till a little before 8 o'clock, which is really good for race day. I mean, that's late for race day as far as getting there, starting, and all that. Um, but yeah, I'm also the pace captain, so that'll be fun. Still waiting to get my package of stuff though. It was supposed to get here Friday, but I kept getting emails from USPS, United States Postal Service, saying your package has been delayed in wherever, someplace in the Northeast. So maybe I'll get it. When I went home yesterday to take care of the cat and change clothes, my package wasn't there. I was thinking maybe it would be, but I think they will typically. I don't remember if they sent a picture of it last time or not. I don't think they did. So maybe it'll be there
It won't
tomorrow.
be.
It what?
It won't be there tomorrow. Tomorrow is a federal holiday, so the postal service will be closed.
Well then, psych. Um, as long as I get it before Saturday, we should be good. But yes, that's what I got going on. Before I forget, happy birthday to my mom. Today is her birthday.
Happy birthday.
So, yes, happy birthday, Marge. Love you very much. Thanks for giving birth to me and feeding me and housing me and stuff. Clothes too, and all the other things I wanted. Um, but yes, that's what's going on with me. What do you have going this week, Michelle, besides law school continued?
That's it. That is
Good.
everything this week. I don't have anything going on. I did get talked into registering for 2 races.
What
So,
races?
I will be at um the
Come
spring
on. The
um
what?
the spring fling.
That you've that's old news. We know that you're registered for that.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you registered for that a while back.
But
No, you didn't. That's a lie. I registered for that a while back. Yes, you just recently registered.
yeah, I registered last week because they were trying to hit a goal, and so I helped them reach their
And they do have a finisher medal this year. It's a wooden finisher medal.
you do, and the shirt has a hood, which is different. Um, and then I am also registered for the Soma Street Mile. So,
Oh, I'm registered for that too. That's
oh,
pretty cool.
weird how that worked out.
Yeah, you and I are both registered for that. So, what do you think your time will be for that? Are you going to try to attempt to beat the your time at the Wildcat Extra Mile? Isn't that a June race?
That's where we're gonna kind of run into some things. It is a June race. It is at night.
Friday night.
Yes. Evening, I guess, because it'll be the summer, but um I don't know. I would like to say I would like to try to beat my 12 something mile, but if it's hot, it's all out the goal is just gone. The goal will be to finish. So, I know I have 20 minutes. I know I can do it in 20 minutes. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know what my goal is going to be for that. I guess sub 6:30. I don't know. I'm not that concerned about it. I'm just going to go run my butt off for a mile and then be done with it. And yeah, well, it's a cool, but you don't like that area though of Little Rock, do you?
I think Soma is nice. I hate parking in the Soma district of Little Rock. It is terrible. On
I would
a
say I like that area,
It is a
but yes, parking's not fun.
terrible parking, and then I'm pretty sure that this occurs around the same weekend of Soma Pride, because that's when it happened last year, which also means that parking is going to be even worse. So I'm just not looking forward to that aspect of it. Um, but I think Soma's a nice area, but they need more parking.
Yeah, I just don't know where they'd have that. I mean, we're very much into Little Rock when we're talking about this. For those of you wondering, um, yeah, that's just a problem that you're going to have. It's like the Capital City Classic. Couldn't hear you. What?
I was just gonna say there isn't parking, like there's neighborhoods and businesses. There is nowhere else for parking.
Yeah, like it's like the Capital City Classic. You're running in downtown Little Rock. I mean, you're as downtown Little Rock as you can get. Start finish there and running all all around it. And so parking was an issue. That was my only gripe. I mean, I had to run to the start line, and because I just had to go to the parking deck, like over by Flying Fish and the interstate, which is that's what I was familiar with. And so I had to run several blocks just to get to the starting line on time. I ran up as they were doing the national anthem. What's funny about that is I PR'd. That was my 10K PR. So I don't know. It was maybe that was a good thing. I got a good warm up in. But yeah, that's all that's going on new for us. I am actually going to watch some football today because I didn't get to watch much yesterday. Although the games weren't very good. They were no, they weren't. They weren't predictable. The Chiefs game was predictable. As I told you, there's four things certain in this world: death, taxes, Floyd Mayweather wins boxing matches, and Patrick Mahomes wins playoff games. And that continued yesterday. He's now 16-3 overall in the playoffs, as the Chiefs are going for the first ever three-peat in the Super Bowl era. A little tidbit of info for you there. The Washington Commanders upset Detroit. I mean, put some points on them. And yeah, Washington will be a franchise to watch over the next or well, not 2 years, over the next several years. That's the franchise to watch. I know we're not a sports show, but it's fun to talk football. Um, we'll end on this. 2 games today to determine who's going to the conference championship games. Uh, Bills and Ravens. I don't think that's. I think that's the night game. I think the game coming up is Eagles Rams. Make your picks, Michelle. Who do you have? One Eagles Rams. Winner will move on to play Washington in the NFC Championship game next weekend.
I'm gonna go Eagles.
Okay. Um, I'm also going to go Philly, but I would not be surprised if LA got the upset. LA is hitting on all cylinders right now, and they beat the heck out of whoever they played last week. I can't even remember who it was at this point, but I mean they look sharp right now. Philly didn't look as sharp, so really wouldn't be surprised if LA gets the win there. But I'll go ahead and stick to picking Philly for that. Okay, the big one. This is the one I'm excited about both, but I'm really excited about this one. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, the two MVP candidates. I mean, they're the top two. One of those two will be league MVP. You can't go wrong with either choice. Bills, Ravens, who you got?
Ravens.
Not even thinking about over the Bills at home. It's in Buffalo. Bills Mafia playoff weather.
I'm going Ravens.
What is there a particular reason?
Nope.
Just going Ravens. Okay.
My gut says Ravens.
Now, if you ride Derrick Henry, especially in that weather, I could definitely see that happening. I mean, it's the Ravens; they're good, but the Bills are on a mission right now. Uh, I really want to see a Chiefs Bills matchup again in the AFC Championship game at Arrowhead. That's going to be really exciting. So I'm going to go Bills. I think if anybody's going to dethrone the Chiefs, it'll be the Bills and Josh Allen, and they have a shot. I would not pick against Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game, but if they can do it, if anybody can do it, it's Josh Allen and the Bills right now. So I'm going to go Bills for that. All right, those are our picks. So bonus content for you all. We'll be back in a couple weeks, I assume. Hopefully, we're both still doing well in school and life and all that. Uh, but yeah, until then, I guess we're going to get out of here. But yes, I'm Grandpa. That's Michelle Zingoulis. See y'all next time.
See ya.